All right, it is time to huddle up. Bob Slovak here with the Consummate Pro. He is Jason Alexander. Jason, I'm still trying to catch my breath after that NFL weekend.
I just caught mine. You talk about scintillating and sensational. All 4 ball games this weekend, probably the best in NFL history for the divisional round. And you talk about if you had any money on it, what a roller coaster. Down to the wire on all 4 games, and we're going to dive into it just a little bit here in a bit.
I know a lot of the wagerers out there kind of took a hit this weekend because you had 3 underdogs win, and everything went down to the last second. Let's just start and kind of break them down. It seemed like the Bengals and Titans played 2 weeks ago. That was the first game of the weekend.
A lot happened between that first game and Sunday night.
So Joe Burrow, I was on the Bengals, but Joe Burrow gets sacked 9 times, still finds a way to win the game because his defense stepped up.
Ryan Tannehill sabotaged the game for the Tennessee Titans, but after everything was said and done, it's a tie ball game. Tennessee has the football at the 38-yard line, 30 seconds left, 2 timeouts. You just have to think they're going to move it into field goal position there. And what happens? Ryan Tannehill throws his 3rd pick of the game. Worst case, you're going into overtime. And look, all credit to Joe Burrow. Makes a great throw to T. Higgins down the sideline. And then McPherson with a bomb job from 52.
Called his shot, too. Told his holder.
So we're going to the title game.
We're going to the AFC title game. I love it. And then I saw an interview with him, and they said, are you going to say the same thing next week? And he goes, yeah, I'll say we're going to the Super Bowl.
Look, Cincinnati has a lot of swagger. What a huge moment coming up. Going to Arrowhead Stadium, it's going to be tough. The defense is going to have to make some more plays as well, and the offense is going to have to play an absolute perfect game to hang with Mahomes. But we're excited to see. I tell you, we always like Cincinnati all year. They've been fun.
Well, we'll talk more about that in the pros picks. Packers, 49ers, the second game. Lambeau Field, snowstorm rolls in. 49ers defense did a number on Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers' first possession of the game goes down like it is nothing. Here we go, 7 points right off the rip. And then after that, the Niners D, they didn't score another touchdown to the rest of the game. But if you're laying the 5 points, with the Packers, they're up 10-3. They stuffed the Niners on 4th and 1 with 4 minutes to go. Ball game. Aaron Rodgers, a couple first downs. How many times if you watch that? He'll just milk the clock out, no problem. And then they had to punt, and we all know what happened after that. But if anybody thinks the Niners were going to grab that football and drive it 70 yards for a touchdown, there was no chance. Get the punt off, the Packers cover, but that's why they play the games.
Yep, and then they ended up winning at the buzzer as well. And then
Robbie Gold.
Yeah, Rob. Pure gold for sure. Buccaneers, Rams in control of this game, and then all of a sudden, man, I don't know what happened. The Rams of the past just kind of surfaced, and man, it was one mistake after another. And here comes Tom Brady tying the game.
They grabbed Grandma's lawn chair and folded it up. Let me tell you that. But that ball game was over, and I had a couple of buddies that had action on the Rams, and I said, look, good play. In the 3rd quarter, I said, y'all did a great job. Oh, boy, did I talk too soon. Then they thought I jinxed them. Because here come the Bucs and Tom Brady. But you have to look at that, Bob. Once they tied that ball game up with 25 seconds left, all the momentum was on Brady's side of the Bucs. The crowd was going nuts. That goes into OT, and Brady gets the coin flip. You have to think that Tampa Bay is going to go down there and cover that game until Cooper Kupp got open down the middle of the field.
Man, wide open.
What a throw by Stafford, though. You have to give him credit.
Stafford made 2 great throws there to get him in field goal range, and they win the game. He kind of exercised some demons there because he'd won the week before, but then he really stepped up to
It was a career-defining throw for Stafford, absolutely.
Good to see that. And then that last game, man, I'm yelling at the TV like crazy. I am just, that 4th quarter, the last 5 minutes, I am just screaming at the TV. It was unbelievable.
Everybody's talking about the overtime rules at the end of the day, and I have a quick comment on that, but with 13 seconds left, Bob, and we talk about should they have kicked it off in the field? Sure. With 13 seconds, though, Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce aren't getting off the line of scrimmage if I'm the defense coordinator.
Just hold them.
I'm going to hold them. 5-yard penalty, step it off, and run off about 6 seconds. They had to make one play that just lasted 6 or 7 seconds, and it's over. But for that to happen, for them to let those 2 wide receivers run, Tyreek Hill and then Kelce, that's a long plane ride home. I don't know how you get over that. It's going to take a while.
Yeah. Have we seen the last of Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady? Because now we're on the Brady-Rodgers watch. Rodgers is going to play, but I don't think he's going to play in Green Bay.
I don't either. I think Rodgers is gone. I think Brady, I think they're going to come back for another year. They're going to make sure they build some pieces around Tom for one more run. And you got to have a retirement year, don't you, Bob? I mean, you got to wave to all the crowd. You can't leave now. And look, Brady doesn't have anything else to prove, really, or do. I just think he wants to say, look, this is my last year. And to go out with one more Super Bowl win, You can't write that script to make it 8. So,
you know what? But the Rams had the best recipe to beat Tom Brady. You beat him up, and they were getting to him like crazy. So does he want to keep taking a pounding?
And that's
like
where
that?
Tampa Bay's going to have to they're going to have to get their roster a little bit better because their roster wasn't good enough this year defensively, and losing Godwin and Antonio Brown. They weren't good enough offensively, and that just shows how much moxie Tom Brady and that team had because the Rams had a much better roster than they did. One thing I didn't want to mention on Josh Allen, everybody said he didn't make enough plays. For Buffalo.
He made plays.
You know the only play he didn't make? He called tails. That was it.
You're right about that.
That was the only play he didn't make, but what a performance by Josh Allen.
I'm telling you, he kept making those big plays in the fourth quarter and coming over to that bench fired up, and he was firing me up. I'm like, oh, my gosh.
It was his moment, and the overtime rule will say took it away from him, and Pat Mahomes took it away from him.
Well, yeah, the Pat Mahomes, and he'll keep doing that forever. I mean, it's like he's just a magician. It's unbelievable.
Absolutely.
All right, real quick before we move on from headlines, Rockets 14 wins, got a chance for a 15th against the Spurs coming up. Closing in on 26. I mean, they're inching closer.
Nice win here over the last week at Utah. No, they didn't have Spider Mitchell, but we don't care. Got number 14. Almost upset Golden State. Got stuffed at the end of the game, but very competitive game against Golden State. The only other team in the NBA that has less wins in the month of January than the Houston Rockets is the San Antonio Spurs, who they're playing tonight. So let's get number 15, and we got Portland coming up this week as well. Look out for the Rockets, 26. We're starting to see it.
Rockets haven't won at home since December 8th. What are we, it was like January 25th or something? They got to get a win there. All right. Hey, we got John Granato from ESPN 97.5 coming up. Always great to catch up with Johnny. He's got great hot takes and insights. So we'll be back with John Granato right after this. Stick around. More Huddle Up coming up.
Okay, team, look, calling a 20-second timeout to give you a hot take from the consummate pro on why everybody needs their own private golf cart, whether it's cruising around the neighborhood with a beverage of choice, living in a gated community, a vacation home, the golf course, and at the end of the day, chicks just dig it. Come down to Conroe Golf Cars, and oh my goodness, look here, we've got City Councilman Kurt Maddox here to tell us a little bit more about it.
Well, hey, Jason, my fellow lumberjack. Hey, not only am I the city councilman, also VP of Conroe Golf Cars. We've been here since 1974 and glad to have you. We sell them, we rent them, we build them. So we can do whatever you want. Everybody walks in here and says, hey, let me see your new car, your used car product. I said, well, these are all our used cars. So we start from the ground up, Jason. We take the cars in on trade, clean them up, put new batteries, lift them, do whatever. We call it a little cocktail cart or just a fun cart, recreational cart. So you can either buy it, rent it, or do whatever you want.
Kurt, I love it, and I'm going to tell you what. Listen to Kurt Maddox and the Consummate Pro. Come out and visit us here at Conroe Golf Cars today.
Hey, welcome back to Huddle Up. Time now to welcome in a special guest, 97.5 ESPN's John Granato. Johnny, how you doing today?
What's up, guys? How you guys?
We are we're huddling up is what we're doing. What a weekend. What a weekend of NFL football. Man, give me your thoughts on that. I was this riveted to every single play.
Well, guys a lot smarter than me said this was the best ever, and not even close. Peter King was like, this is the best. It's not even close. I mean, with every game being decided on the very last play, it's so good. In upsets, you got three dogs going, and in that Kansas City game, I don't know if you could have had a better game. Maybe you guys are. I don't know if you're old enough to remember the Dolphins and the Chargers, Kellen Winslow being carried off the field. That's one weekend that I remember, but this was the most memorable weekend ever, huh? I mean, as long as I've been watching NFL football, it just doesn't get any better.
You can't have 4 games any closer, and I'm telling the wagering side of it, you talk about sweats. Every game was a sweat, Granato, and that's why you gamble. That's why you gamble. But look, do we have any hot takes? What were we got to talk about the Buffalo D. Just kind of each game, Cooper Kupp getting open down the middle of the field. Kind of some defensive fallouts a little bit in those last games on Sunday.
Yeah, Leslie Frazier did himself no favors with Buffalo with what happened there. Todd Bowles with Tampa. How is Cooper Kupp? First of all, the one up the sideline where the safety goes to the middle of the field, and Cooper Kupp is wide open. And then the one at the end where, I mean, it's a perfect throw by Stafford, but my goodness, how is it that you're getting behind? But not only that, we saw it as well with the Rams. Jalen Ramsey lets Mike Evans get behind him when they're up so big. Cooper Kupp fumbling, that really changed the football game. There were so many memorable plays. And it's how long – it seems like Cincinnati and Tennessee played like a month ago. That was –
You're right about that. You're right.
After all of those good games, I forget all the plays in the Cincinnati game that we were – after that was over, we were like, what a game. Hey, buddy, and I can't remember any.
Hey, so how much do you think the Buffalo Bills special teams coach got yelled at after that game? I mean, why don't you – everybody – it was so obvious to squib kick it and take a few seconds.
Well, yeah, you can down it. I guess a squib listen, do you know they're not going to onside kick? So if I am, with the lead, there's no chance to take an onside kick. So if you bring everybody back to the middle of the field at about the 25, 30-yard line, a squib kick might actually be caught right there, down it right away, and they get better field position than the 25.
Yeah.
I understand everybody squib kick. There were 13 seconds left. Stop them. Okay?
Yeah.
There were 13 seconds left. How in the world are you letting them go 44 yards? Dak didn't go. Those two plays took less time, 10 seconds, than Dak running one play.
They couldn't even down the ball. Yeah, you're right. Because the Bills defense, man, they're playing prevent and giving them a 15-yard start. I was like, what are they
We're going to touch on this later. If I'm the defensive coordinator, I'm tackling Kelsey and I'm tackling Tyreek Hill right out of the gate. 5-yard penalty, go ahead. Done.
How are you not pressing them at the line of scrimmage?
Exactly.
You're letting Kelsey run free with a seam that is so wide. Nobody's on him.
Granado, you could have run through that seam and caught the ball.
Oh, my God. It was unbelievable.
And real quick, speaking of Dak, watching Aaron Rodgers play and just another playoff disappointment in Green Bay, and watching that Niners defense has kind of come on really strong, kind of reminded me of the Bucs last year a little bit. Does Dak get more of a pass after A-Rod gets shut out after the first drive at Lambeau Field? Playing against that Niners D.
No, Dak doesn't get a pass. That was just dumb. That was get down. Yeah, right.
Yeah. No, for the game.
He's talking about the game.
Just the game and his performance.
Well, man, those conditions there. Now, listen, nobody shut down. Aaron Rodgers, since the first week of the season, he hadn't been shut down like that, right?
Yeah.
New Orleans did it, and the bookends, Aaron Rodgers did it. But San Francisco does this to Aaron Rodgers every time they play, right?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I guess he does. He had a bit of a pass because San Francisco's defense is really, really good.
Well, D'Amico Ryan's, leading that defense. So that brings up another question. We'll keep talking NFL here. Should D'Amico start getting interviews for a head coaching job?
Oh, absolutely. But, you got to – listen, I want to pick his brain about what he's doing defensively. How are you doing this? And even if I don't give him a job, I want to see, okay, what are you putting in place here? What are you doing? If the Texans are smart, they interview everybody they possibly can, get as much information. They're getting it from Gannon again now, the defensive coordinator for the Eagles. But I want to hear what you're going to do with Davis Mills. How do you go about this with Davis Mills if you're an offensive coordinator? Joe Lombardi, what are you doing with Justin Herbert? Because we'd like to know so that even if we don't hire you, we can – that's the kind of information that you can get in these interviews. So get as many interviews as you possibly can. Pick D'Amico Ryan's brain. If you don't want D'Amico Ryan's, but I don't know why you wouldn't. Why wouldn't you consider D'Amico Ryan's with his history here, young African-American guy, players can relate to, that is doing a hell of a job. No, let's go get a guy like Josh McCown who's never coached a football game ever at any level.
I was just about to ask your hot take on McCown because I saw this in the media a little bit and I'm going, time out here. Hang on. I want to call it 20. We're really looking at Josh McCown.
Listen, it won't look good. First of all, a guy with zero experience, a white guy, where there are all of these African Americans out there with experience that can coach. I know he has FCA ties to Jack Easterby, but this is why we're hiring a head coach, because of FCA ties. I thought we were supposed to hire guys that have competence. We know around here, We don't care if you're not a candidate for a head coaching job. We'll hire you. We've seen that already. How'd that work out? $22 million for 1 year for David Culley. How'd that work out?
Pretty good for
Cal?
him. Pretty good,
I said last week, Culley needs to go find a nice beach house somewhere and relax for a year. All right, Granado, look here. We need this. Look, we need some. You talk about Dynamite Insight. This is what we need from John Granado. Moving in, Super Sunday coming up this weekend. Look, we got 2 big games. What are your predictions? Give us a little bit of intake. Cincy, Kansas City.
I don't think it's enough points. I think that, and I'm going to be on. That's a square play because everybody's going to jump on Kansas City.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Even though Cincinnati beat them earlier, and it wasn't that long ago either. It was in Cincinnati. No one believes that Cincinnati's a better football team than Kansas City is right now. I just don't think. I think 7 points really. And here's the scary part though. If you're for Kansas City, the whole world is going to be on Kansas City, and the books don't lose these things. The books know what they're doing. This should have been an 8.5 point spread to open up.
I think it could be closer to 10. I agree with you. And Cincinnati's going to have to play an absolutely perfect offensive game. And KC's defense has some holes. We just saw that on Sunday night. Now, can Burrow throw up? They're going to have to put up 28 points to cover this game. Can they score 28 at Arrowhead? This is a big moment.
Can Cincinnati keep from having Burrow get sacked 9 times is the question.
Well, yeah. I tweeted out the Bengals are 2 offensive linemen away from being 3 offensive linemen away. They're awful.
Yeah,
awful.
Not very good at all.
I think really watching that Cincy-Tennessee game, and I'd kind of mentioned on Huddle Up last week, I didn't think Cincinnati was ready to take that next step. Picking off Tannehill right out of the gate, getting the pick at the 10-yard line. The defense made some big plays that I think kept Tennessee from kind of stretching that and taking the lead during that ball game. And then Burrow took care of the rest, but I wasn't as impressed with Cincinnati if they don't pick Tanny 3 times.
Yeah. True. I loved what DJ Reader did. He was very disruptive in the middle of that line. Since Kansas City's not going to run the ball all that much, but, McKinnon has looked pretty good for him.
Yes.
I think he's going to throw the ball. Patrick Mahomes is going to throw the ball to him. They're going to spread it all out all over the field. But Hendrickson on one side, they really can, I think can slow down Kansas City a little bit. But the Bills were good defensively, and look what he did to them.
Man.
That's a machine. I'm just worried. I'm just worried that I think Vegas is doing something here, only making this a 7-point game. I'm going to take Kansas City, but I'm going to worry about it.
Yeah, they're trying to get the other side suckered in there a little bit. All right, so the other game, Rams 49ers. 49ers beat them twice already, but you know what they say, hard to beat the same team 3 times in one season. What do you see there, John?
Well, yeah, they beat them 6 straight times.
Yeah,
and so this is a different team. This is Matthew Stafford. So I don't look at those other games, those other 4 games. But Kyle Shanahan knows what he's doing against Sean McVay now. Yeah. He really does. He's got the game plan. And if there's one team that can do this, I don't know how Jimmy Garoppolo is this far. I just don't get it. The dude,
because they can run the ball. They can run the ball. That's why. That's it.
Oh no, absolutely, Elijah. But now you got a different front over here. The way that Floyd is playing, Aaron Donald is playing. This is a different deal. They're smaller, but they can still stop the run as well. Leonard Fournette had a nice game, but most of it was out of the backfield.
Right.
It wasn't running it down their throat. The first couple of runs down their throat, and then they shut down the running game for the most part.
Gonna be good.
I like the Rams. I want the Rams to win. I'd much rather see 2 offensive teams in the Super Bowl, be it Kansas City or Cincinnati. I just don't want to watch. I don't want to watch San Francisco in the Super Bowl again. We did that. I'm done with them. Watching Jimmy Garoppolo throw for 88 yards in a playoff game. I'm done. I want to see a lot of fun. And I think Cooper Kupp is the most exciting guy in football. There's no question about it. They got everything. If Cam Akers can hold on to the football, but they got Odell. I mean, this is a really, really fun football team to watch.
Oh, man,
I have never seen an elite wide receiver watching as much football as I watch as open as Cooper Kupp is every single week. He has 5, 6, 7 catches. Well, there's no more than 12 yards of him. I've just never seen it.
He can run some routes. Hey, Johnny, how upset are you that we're not going to be able to watch Tom Brady in the Super Bowl this year?
Not in the least. So tired. Get out. And I don't want Mahomes either. I want to see Joe Burrow in there. If you want to know the truth.
You know what? I'm with you.
I want some new blood. I wanted Josh Allen. I want to see Joe Burrow. I want to see some new, exciting young blood. I think we've got a lot of it in the NFL. We've been talking about when Rodgers leaves, when Brady leaves. It's in good hands.
Oh yeah.
There's plenty of great great young talent out there.
I couldn't agree with you more. Last question for me, Granato. Do Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, are they taking the snap week 1 next year in the NFL?
I think that I think they'll both take snaps, but I think Brady will do it for Tampa, but I'm not so sure that Rodgers is going to do it for Green Bay.
No, I don't think so.
I think he's going to try to move on. Mm-hmm. They'll get a trade out of it. They'd be smart to get a trade, and as opposed to letting him walk in free agency after next year. Get something for him. Try to get a nice young quarterback from whatever team. And Rodgers signs an extension with the new team. I think that works out best for everybody involved. And I don't think he's going to be a Packer after this season.
I think so. He and Devontae are both gone. Jordan Love era begins next year.
It'd be awesome to see Rodgers end up in Denver and then go up against Mahomes twice a season.
That'd be wow.
That'd be
wow.
Awesome. Oh, yeah. Hey, so that kind of wraps up our NFL talk. Real quick, John, before we let you go, we always touch on the Rockets here because my man, the pro, he bet the over on the 26 total, so we're keeping a big eye.
Not the sharpest tool, is he?
Well, they're up to 14 now, though.
Look out. They're on a heat check here. If they get the Spurs tonight, that's 2 out of 3. Okay?
Okay. They're 14 and 33. That's 57 games. That's well past the halfway mark, pal. You are in some trouble with that 26.
Needs 12 wins.
Yeah. So I'm not so sure. I'd like to see Wood and Eric Gordon traded. I don't know that it's going to happen now. I don't know what they're thinking. But you know what? Get as many losses as possible. Get that lottery. Try to get that number 1 overall pick. You get this Jabari Smith kid who looks awesome.
Yes.
And now you got something started here.
Yeah. Granato, all I need you to do before next time I see you, look, I'm 2 weeks away. I'm about to get my golf game back, ready to rock, ready to roll. Just figure out how many shots I need to give you to make it competitive next time we're on the links, okay?
We'll play even. I ain't scared of you.
There you go.
But we're only going to play like a 10 cents a hole, okay? We ain't betting no money on that, I'll tell you that. Right.
Granato, thanks for the time, partner. Always enjoy it.
All right, guys. Great to talk to you.
ESPN's 97.5 John Granato. Always great to catch up with Johnny. All right, more Huddle Up when we come back.
All right, team, your favorite pro here. Now, look, we all know our Huddle Up fans now. We like our cars, but we also want a hometown discount, too. And lucky for us, all we need to do is make a short drive up I-45 North to Cowboy Kia. And lucky for us today,
here out there, Webb. There's Jason with Huddle Up.
We've got Mark Compton and Mark Webb here with us to tell a little bit more about Cowboy Kia.
Welcome. Hey, this is Mark Compton at Cowboy Kia. I got a few things for you. They need to come in, bring a friend, shake a hand, make a deal, but I got $500 off for Huddle Up.
Huddle Up.
Huddle Up. Huddle Up. Jason Alexander, $500 off. Black Tie Service, Blue Jean Friendly.
That a baby. Now look, we've got the best in used and new cars here at Cowboy Kia.
Cowboy, baby.
Mark Webb's going to give you 2 free college football winners. Mark Compton's going to give you the best deal in town. Come visit him today.
All right, welcome back to Huddle Up. Time now for the pros picks. He is the pro, Jason Alexander. Man, all right, so we got championship weekend coming up. Championship Sunday, AFC and the NFC championships. Man, I'm trying to remember. Which one's the first one? Who's up first?
Cincy and KC, I'm pretty sure. Yes, sir.
Okay, so that'll be the first one in the afternoon, about 2 o'clock kickoff, usually 2:30. Man, so the Chiefs favored by a touchdown, but a lot of people think that's going to go bigger.
Oh, I think it will go bigger. And Vegas is messing with us a little bit here, Bob. I'm telling you, this should open up at much more than 7. If anybody watching any football this weekend, obviously Pat Mahomes has woken up. And I've got to look, we all know Pat Mahomes is a big Huddle Up fan, okay? He watches it every week. I'll take my cap off, hat in hand, and apologize. I've been against you all year, and I was wrong. Here we go. What a performance on Sunday night, okay?
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, Pat. We're going to mess with you just one more time because we're hitting Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals to go in Arrowhead and not win, but cover.
Cover.
KC wins by 6. We're going to play the over just as a little bit of a hedge. That means if Cincinnati can score 23 points, you can't lose both wagers. Now, if they keep it close, we're going to go 2-0. Cincinnati plus the 7. Don't bet it yet. It's going to go up. Let's hit that over, though, right now before it goes up. Try to catch it at 53.5.
Yeah.
2 wagers on the first playoff game.
All right, we'll get us off and
Come on,
running.
Joe Burrow.
Off and running. You may have to double down on that second game. So you got the 49ers at the Rams. Right now it's 3.5 Rams favored. The over-under is very low at 46.5.
It is. I think in perfect conditions in L.A., I think you're going to see a few more points scored than everybody thinks. And look, two great defenses coming together. Sometimes that equals a little offense every now and again. The Niners can run the ball. I like the Niners. I don't know if they're going to win. I like the 3.5. I think Rams win this on a last-second field goal is what's going to happen. But I think the Niners can run the ball much better than Tampa Bay could this last game. I like Deebo Samuel, and the main thing is I like Shanahan. I like Coach Shanahan against McVay. He's got a good track record. I think he can dial in an offensive game plan, even with Jimmy Garoppolo as their quarterback, to put up 24 points to 28 points. And that's going to create around a 31-28, 28-24 type ball game.
So you like the Rams to win, but the 49ers to cover.
Get them at 3.5. Rams win by 3. We're going to call it about a 27-24 final. Niners in the over.
There you have it. There you have it. So setting up for another great Sunday.
I think we're going to have two more fantastic games, a lot of star power on the field, and it's fun to get Joe Burrow, which we mentioned with Granado, some fresh blood here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the NFC, the first time that Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, one of them hadn't been in the NFC Championship game in 10 years or
I
something.
know a lot of people are sad that Brady's not going to be in the Super Bowl.
Brady can watch this year from the couch. Let's get a little new blood.
He can enjoy it from there.
And
All right,
one more quick hot take on golf. Look out for Scotty Scheffler, Torrey Pines this week. Kind of big first field event on the PGA Tour. Scotty has a great track record at Torrey Pines. Try to catch him to top 10. Maybe sprinkle him for a win, but top 10 for sure.
All right, sounds good. So we'll be back next week to be talking Super Bowl, but of course we'll have 2 weeks to talk about it. We'll start talking some more NBA action, college basketball.
Absolutely.
We'll start loading up on that. So, hey, that's it for this edition of Huddle Up. I'm Bob Slovak from a pro right here, Jason Alexander. Remember his picks. Put them down.
4-0 coming up.
Make a little bit on Sunday. It's going to be a fun one. Everybody have a great week. We'll see you back here next week.